Well, hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video, and this is my review of Andor episode 1 to 3. Just came out on Disney Plus just this Wednesday, so here's my review of the first 3 episodes. So right off the bat, the production value in this show is absolutely astounding. It's actually really crazy how grounded and real it is. I noticed from what I saw, I like how in Obi-Wan and Mandalorian they use these virtual screens, which is amazing and definitely miles better than green screen. But I think in this show, the practical sets, the real sets, it just makes it more real and grounded, and it honestly gave me like Dune and Blade Runner vibes. Like, this is clearly not something I would get from a Star Wars show or project, because I never thought of Dune or Blade Runner when I was watching any other Star Wars thing except Andor. Andor really makes you feel like you're watching something else, but also something familiar at the same time. So when I saw the trailers for the first time, not a single moment did I think this was going to be like a more grounded, I thought it was going to be like Rogue One. And it is basically Rogue One, but even more darker than Rogue One, like more adult themed than Rogue One in a way, and any other Star Wars project out there for sure. It's definitely the most like grown-up Star Wars story out there that we have so far. So from the first 3 episodes, maybe it'll turn into this, but from the first 3 episodes, I did not really get a typical space sci-fi like opera. Like, it wasn't very fantastical type of show. It was very like real. It was dirty. It made you feel icky inside how dirty this world is, and there isn't like too much like space action or chaos. It's very much like very grounded. I say grounded a lot, but it's very true what I'm saying about the show. And it's a really nice and welcoming change into the Star Wars universe. So Diego Luna reprises his role as Cassian Andor that we saw in Star Wars Rogue One. His introduction is it's actually amazing. So basically he's being approached by these 2 guards, like when he's walking home, I guess, and then they try to get his money or something. Cassian just starts a fight with them. One of the guards knocks his head on the wall and he dies, and the other one is on his knees begging for Cassian not to kill him and to let him go. And then Cassian just ruthlessly destroys him. He just shoots a blaster in his face. And I thought that was really cool because it was very in character with how he is in Rogue One. Like in Rogue One, his first scene is he's being approached by these stormtroopers and he just kills them. He has no remorse whatsoever, and I thought that was really cool because, again, it stayed true to his character, and it showed the really like the dark killer side in Cassian Andor, which is very interesting to explore. So do y'all remember Fiona Shaw in Harry Potter, who plays Aunt Petunia? Well, she's in this show, and it's actually really great to see her again. And she's not a mean person. She's actually Cassian Andor's adoptive mother. And honestly, what surprised me, like, she was honestly one of the best parts of the first 3 episodes so far. She's pretty much the heart and soul of this show from what we've got. I also love the fact how they didn't try to make it obvious in her first scene that she's his adoptive mother, but you kind of like assume that based on the interaction, but they weren't like telling you straight to the face that she's his adoptive mother. Instead, she gets introduced first, and then later on in one of the episodes, you get a scene where she finds young boy Cassian in an abandoned ship, and he's like crying, and he's like destroying everything in the room, and then she takes him like aboard her ship and adopts him basically. And and I appreciated the fact that they did a more show and not tell type of exposition when it comes to that. As far for the other characters, I'm not really on board with the other characters yet. It's just the first 3 episodes. Once again, they're okay. They're just there for now, but the main standouts obviously is Cassian Andor, played by Diego Luna, and Fiona Shaw as his mother. Now, for me personally, I think the show is very much going at a slower pace. And it's not I'm saying it's a bad thing, but it's really, you can tell it's really taking its time, setting up the world, And especially going in this new direction where it's more dark and gritty and realistic. It's more based on character interactions rather than plot, you know? It's trying to set up the world, set up the connections between the characters more so than for the plot to move along. Like, you can tell it's very moving at a slower pace. Not a bad thing, but it's just not, I'm not hooked, if you know what I mean, you know? It's very much like Rings of Power right now. It's like Rings of Power is the first Lord of the Rings TV show, and it's taking its time building the characters, the world, because we've never seen Lord of the Rings on television before. So it's just kind of like taking its time setting up the world, unlike, you know, House of the Dragon, where based from the first episode, you're just sucked in right into the world. And once again, not a bad thing. It's just something I noticed. And based on these 3 episodes, like I said, not really much going on, except maybe the ending of the 3rd episode where something seems to be happening. Like there is something happening, but it's, like, once again, it's just setting up, taking its time, and it's totally all right because there's 12 episodes in total in the first season. So maybe the first 3 episodes is just filler, but hopefully it gets going, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing where the show goes. Well, those are all my thoughts for episodes 1 to 3 of the first season of Andor, now on Disney+. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think about it? Do you think it's also slow, moving at a slower pace? Do you want a show that just gets you hooked right from the beginning? We all love that, but I do appreciate the slow building. But I'm not hooked yet, so we'll see how it goes. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.